Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for checking out this video here on show Style and Spirit. I am Ebony, of course. And as you can see from the title of this video, I will be recapping episode 2 of season 3 for Belle Collective. It was another great episode, so I'm excited to talk about it. But first, I do ask that you please hit the like button on this video. You know I was going to ask. It will cause YouTube to share this video, recommend it to more people. It helps to grow my channel. I would appreciate it so much. And if you have not already done so, please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit. I do TV show recaps, obviously. I talk about my natural hair journey with my dreadlocks. And of course, I do reality TV show interviews. In fact, on Tuesday, May 30th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be interviewing Mrs. Kiki Jabbar from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I am so excited to speak with this beautiful lady. I have a ton of questions for her, and I think it's going to be a great conversation. So please join me. All right, so let's go ahead and jump right on in. So, episode 2 of season 3 of Belle Collective opens up with where the last episode ended, which was the M bar. Okay, the M bar is where Latrice met her friend Mandy. And as you can see, Josh is going to join them. But her husband, Cliff, he was totally triggered because Latrice did not let him know that she was going to the M bar. In this scene, Cliff is actually there, y'all, like a stalker. And I think it's absolutely horrible. She is not your child, Cliff. She is your wife. She is a legal adult. You two don't even have any kids together. There's no little ones at home that she has to breastfeed or give a bath and put to bed. She works for everything that she has. She contributes financially to the household. And even if she didn't, you have to treat her with respect. You treat others the way that you want to be treated in return. So I did not appreciate Cliff's behavior at all. And he was sitting across grimming them when Josh tried to say hello. You know, Josh, especially when it comes to Cliff, he is very jokey, and Cliff was like, don't even talk to me. You talking to Latrice. So he was rude right out the gate. And Josh was like, you're mad at me? But I believe that Cliff is insecure. I think because Latrice says that, ever since Goddess Lengths, which is her hair company, has gotten like a lot of exposure, I'm getting hints, the TV show, she said that Cliff has been acting more controlling than usual. Latrice actually said in her confessional that she pretty much tries to tell herself that he's just being overprotective. And see, women, that's where we get it wrong. I have to quote Stanford Blatch from Sex and the City. The actor passed away, rest in peace. But he says Stanford told Carrie Bradshaw that women will rationalize the red flags away. And Cliff being controlling and going nuts over her meeting a friend for drinks at the bar, we've all done that a ton of times. You have to talk, or they need to get something off their chest. Somebody sends a quick text and y'all meet each other after work. It's not a big deal. And he was going off the rails. I get that they're married, but again, she didn't up and go to Jamaica or Mexico. Hell, she didn't even up and go to Atlanta. She went to like a local bar. That is not a big deal. Cliff was totally acting like he was her dad. But I think that Cliff is insecure that Latrice may cheat on him. He's insecure because he married someone who's young enough to be his daughter. So if he decided to do that, he should have been confident enough that she will respect the marriage and not cheat. That's totally what it's giving, y'all. Please let me know in the comments what y'all thought about this scene. Okay, so then we have So Gucci, JJ, and the girls meeting, and they're meeting at So Gucci and JJ's house. That is Star and D's beautiful baby. Oh my gosh. So Star is pregnant. She's having a little boy, and she did get married. JJ, he actually learned about it on social media. So we did not learn in this episode if she had a formal ceremony, if she went to Vegas, or if she went to City Hall and got married. I'm guessing that she went to City Hall and got married, but she did not notify her dad. And JJ was hurt by that. In his confessional, he and So Gucci were dragging the hell out of Selena. Selena is the mother of Star and Sky, as we all know, and his ex-wife. from the reality TV show Bring It, which aired on Lifetime. I adored Bring It. I loved Bring It as well as Dance Moms. But let me just do a sidebar tangent. It would be so funny. So the difference in the shows, it's a culture thing, right? They're white, we're black. But on Dance Moms, Abby Lee Miller would tell the girls, remember your routine, kid, and elongate your neck and point your feet. And then on Bring It, they would say, whoop they ass and point your toes. You know what I'm saying? Just little slight differences. That's all. But anyway, so JJ expressed his hurt, but in his confessionals, he was saying that his ex-wife Selena was still in love with him. And he said that they were married for 12 years, separated for 7. And then later on, he uses the word 8. So like 4 to 5 years, I'm guessing they were in the same household married. Then they were separated for like almost double that amount of time, which I think is so weird when married couples are like married for 30 years and they've been separated for 20. Like that's just insane. But anyway, so I understand him feeling hurt because he wanted to be there. He said, he's dreamt of giving his daughter away. And then what we actually see, because he pulls Star to the side to talk to her about this, and she said that, it wasn't her husband's fault. It was on her. She did not tell her dad that she was getting married because she said he's not always easy to talk to. And what we also saw while these two were talking, So Gucci and Dee were talking, and Dee, So Gucci's daughter, I have to give it to her. She expresses her feelings so clearly. She communicates on such a high level. And she said that JJ is controlling. That's why Star didn't tell him that she was getting married. And he has always presented them like they're so perfect. And I'm guessing that may have also felt like pressure. So if Star is already pregnant and then she wants to, get married, which kudos to her and the young man for at least, bringing a baby into the world. I'm hoping a healthy relationship. They're both healthy and working and all of their needs will be met. But at least they did try to get married, and they did, and the baby isn't even here yet. So she told her dad, it's hard to talk to you sometimes. That's why I didn't tell you. And I think that, it's all good between them and there was no tension. So then we see where Tambra is having a tailgating party. I believe it may have been for like football season for some schools down in Mississippi. And yeah, I'm gonna tell y'all, I didn't go to a black college. I went to Michigan State, a PWI, predominantly white institution. And like the white people, when they would come tailgate for football games, they would just tear the campus up, y'all. It would be garbage everywhere the next day. But anyway, so with Tambra's tailgating party, we see So Gucci and her daughter Dee is there. So Gucci is the only one out of all the Bells who show up. And in their confessionals, they are dragging the hell out of Tambra. They are basically saying that they do not F with Tambra because she lied about saying that she would not want to be in a group text with Akeisha. And she did not remember saying that, as well as, she tried to say that Akeisha called Marie and Letitia ugly, and Akeisha denied it. And I'm inclined to believe Akeisha. Do y'all think that perhaps Tambra is projecting her judgments about Marie and Letitia's looks? And she's, making it seem like Akeisha said it, but it may have been her thoughts and her opinions. I just want to know. I want to know what y'all think. This episode, it was so interesting. It really generates really good conversation. And I probably could have gone live about it. But when I went live last weekend, not too many people joined me and nobody was really engaging in the chat, which is why I'm doing a pre-recorded video. But definitely let me know what you all think. Who do you believe, Akeisha or Tambra, in regards to if Akeisha called Letitia and Marie ugly? And then, Marie didn't go. She said she had plans, but she said she's also mad at Tambra because that's pretty much saying like Marie was lying when Marie said, you did not want to be in a group text with Akeisha. And Tambra says she doesn't remember saying that. So Marie is offended by that. So only So Gucci and her daughter showed up to the tailgating party. And Tambra invited Soguchi when Soguchi visited her at the radio station while she was working. And she says in that scene, I invited all the ladies. So hold on to that because that's going to be key later on in this episode. So you may be wondering who is the guy. He's also in the shot with Tambra, Soguchi, and Dee. That's the back of him. And then I got a snippet of his face. This is Quasi. Quasi is Tambra's co-worker at the radio station. And so Gucci said that when Tambra introduced Quasi to her, Tambra kind of lit up and was all googly giggly. And it seems like they spent a lot of time together. Well, apparently they're just co-workers and they're not together. So, all of us seem to think that her storyline with Damon is fake. I told y'all in my recap last weekend that I feel like Damon and Tambra are like really good friends, and he just decided to play along and act like he's her man. And then they're pretending to live with each other this season. She's still not pregnant. We haven't heard her mention anything about any IVF treatments or anything like that. So, apparently this could be her man. So then we see where the men get together. So in the red is Glenn, Letitia's husband. Then in the middle is Cliff, also known as Zaddy, Latrice's husband, and JJ, so Gucci's husband. Now, so they are talking about women's business. JJ is totally giving me Peter Thomas vibes from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I do not like it when men get in women's conversations and women's debates. Why are you inserting yourself? So Gucci is an adult woman and she is very articulate, smart, and vocal. She can speak up for herself. She does not need you, JJ, talking about Latrice. Before I get into their conversation, because it's a good one and very important, and this one time I agree with Cliff, I want to say that in JJ's confessional, he is dragging Latrice, saying that Latrice has been trouble. She doesn't get along with Marie, and now she didn't let Soguchi close on a building with her. JJ, us viewers don't need you to recap us about Latrice's beef with Marie. We have eyes and ears and brains, and we remember seasons 1 and 2. And again, you don't need to insert yourself. And we know that according to Latrice, in her opinion, the other realtor was more aggressive with sending her and showing her properties and helping her pick one that met her needs, and she was able to close on that sale. Hence, that realtor deserves the business. And with that being said, Cliff in this scene schools JJ and lets him know that that's just business. You don't put friendship before business. And I totally agree with him. I know that it sucks when you don't always get the sale and you may have spent a little bit of time with someone, but you'll get another sale. You'll get another prospect. You continue to ask for the business with other people and you keep it moving. Okay? So then we have this very emotional scene between Latrice and Josh. So they are sitting down, and this is after the M Bar incident. Latrice said that it was important to her to talk with Josh and make sure that he's okay after Cliff snapped at him at the M Bar. And Josh said in his confessional that before Latrice was with Cliff, she was so vibrant and vivacious, down for whatever, and she could hang out without anyone checking her about it. And he said, but ever since she's been with Cliff, she has been more passive, subservient. I'm paraphrasing. And he doesn't like it. He feels like Cliff is controlling. Latrice actually started crying in this scene because she said, Josh, I want you to remain in my life. And I don't want anything that my husband says to you to come between us or make you walk away from our friendship. So it was in this scene that I realized that Josh is much more to Latrice than just an employee. He is definitely her friend. And this friendship means a lot to her. And I think that Josh is now open to possibly no longer working for Latrice. I don't think he's interested in ending the friendship, but I think he's open to cutting some ties because I think it bothers him how Cliff treats Latrice. I think Josh even has the strength and self-control to ignore Cliff's BS. Because when he tries to verbally come at him. But I think that it bothers him that Latrice shrinks so that her husband can feel strong and controlling. And I totally get it. And I really hope that their friendship continues on and doesn't get diminished because of an insecure man. So Gucci has a boot camp at a park. And so if you can look all the way to the left, the girl is kind of wearing like a mauve, almost like a very soft pink jogging suit. That is Letitia. Letitia thought they were doing yoga at the park, so she bought a yoga mat, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't work out. A boot camp? What? I don't want to do that." But she gives it her best. And then Latrice and Josh, they do come late. They probably missed just literally a few minutes because when they were working with the resistance bands on their hands and knees, that was the beginning of the workout. So Marie is going to come even later. And so Gucci is acting salty towards Latrice, but it's not so much because she's late, but it's because she worked with another realtor. But in this scene, she's going to be more warm to Marie, who comes much later than Latrice. So they were doing lunges. It looked like a very good workout. Letitia didn't appreciate working out in the sun, but the vitamin D is so good for you, y'all. In the lock community, all of us with dreadlocks, we know the benefits of going for a walk, at least in the sun, sunbathing. You want to sunbathe for at least 10 minutes a day. And the vitamin D from the sun, it encourages hair growth and it really helps your hair follicles. I'm just saying. So then after they exercise, it was a 30-minute boot camp. Then we see Tambra and Marie talking. Tambra is asking the ladies why they did not show up to her tailgating party. And Marie is saying, I had some plans, but also, it's a little strange right now, and you and I need to talk. Then Latrice walks up to this scene, and Marie and Latrice just don't like each other. And now so we know that they were faking season 2 when there was an event for Marie and her husband came and sang to her and Latrice showed up and gave her a hug. That was obviously all fake because they are back at being at odds. They're very much giving Kenya and Portia, where they're just continuously beefing and it's exhausting. So hopefully they just bury the hatchet, okay? Because there's nothing direct that Latrice has done to Marie. Marie is just calling her a snake because So Gucci told her that Latrice went with another realtor. And that's very high school. Like, my girl doesn't like you, therefore I don't like you either. That's what it's giving. But I think Marie just doesn't like Latrice, and Latrice is just returning the energy, in my opinion. You let me know what you think. So Marie walks away when Latrice walks up. And Letitia was like, "What was that about? It's because you here?" She was like, "Girl, I don't care." That's what Latrice said. So then Tambra asked Letitia the same question that she asked Marie. Why didn't you come to my tailgating party? Letitia says, "You did not invite me. I only knew of it because Marie told me about your tailgating party." Then Tambra has the nerve to say that Latrice, excuse me. Letitia says, "I did not know about the tailgating party. Only knew about it from Marie. You did not invite me." Latrice says, "Yeah, you only invited So Gucci." Then Tambra has the nerve to say, "I thought So Gucci was going to tell all of you about the tailgating party." Then the producers flash back to when So Gucci visited Tambra at her job at the radio station. And Tambra tells her, "I'm having this tailgating party. I would love for you to come. And I invited all the girls." So she lies to Letitia's face and puts it on So Gucci to invite others to your event. Tambra, stop the cap. You know that you could care less if they showed up. You actually set it up for them not to come. And in their faces, when they confront you, you put it on So Gucci, which makes no sense. So Gucci is not your public relations rep. She's not your PR rep. Why would she invite other people to your event for you? So we know that she was capping in this episode and it did not make absolutely any sense. So Letitia pretty much got her together in this scene, and I just wanted to get her reaction. Tambra, when she's looking at Latrice right now, she's like, "Well, I invited Soguchi because she was already at my job. She came to see me," and Letitia's just looking at her like, "Girl, please." So then I got a few photos from Star's baby shower. So to the left, we see Sky taking a picture of Soguchi and JJ with Star and her new husband. Star looks very happy. Right in this scene, JJ hands a stack. It looks like it was about $2,000 and 100 bills to Star. And so it had like the purple 2000 wrapper that you get from the bank. That's how I know. But I believe he gave her about 2 grand, which is very generous, Dad. Kudos to you, JJ. And then at the top, we see So Gucci, who has this, her body is banging, y'all. She was wearing like this soft lime green suit with the shorts and the jacket. Her legs and her thighs were screaming squats and lunges, and she looked really good. And so Gucci asked Selena, who's in the middle wearing a blue dress, "Do you have any bottled water?" And she's like, "No, I don't have any bottled water, but get you some lemonade. It matches." So I think that was Selena's catty way of complimenting Soguchi and saying that she looks nice. But the body was bodying for sure. And at first I thought this was like an odd all cast scene, but we only saw Tambra and Latrice there. So when Latrice walks in and then Tambra walks in, I'm like, did they make Star's baby shower an all cast event? But it turns out that Latrice and Tamra, they both know Selena personally. They said they've known her for years. And Latrice said that Selena and her daughters were some of the first people who supported her Goddess Lamps business. So I'm guessing when they were on Bring It and they had a strong social media following, they probably promoted Latrice's hairline, which is very generous and kind of them. So then we see the episode ends with Latrice saying, I want to talk to you for a minute. And her and Soguchi step outside of the baby shower. And they are going to talk about the business deal that went left with Soguchi not closing on the building that Latrice bought. So again, I thought this was a very solid episode. Let me know in the comments what you thought about it, because it really opens the door for conversation to talk about doing business with friends, and when business is business, which is all the time. And then also the dynamic of the blended family, which this reminds me, with JJ and Soguchi dragging Selena in the confessionals, Soguchi said that Selena has poisoned her daughters, telling them that Soguchi talks about Selena in these streets. And she said, I don't. And watching her is like watching paint dry. That's how it'll be at the baby shower. Well, you're talking about their mom now on the show, and the producers have aired it. So you are pretty much establishing that bad tone between you and your stepdaughters. Not the smartest. And then JJ, for him to say in his confessional that Selena is still in love with him, and because he treated her kindly, well, Latrice says in her confessional that, Soguchi didn't really speak to her at the baby shower. She's probably mad because I'm friends with Selena, but I think she's really mad because her husband is still in love with Selena. What do y'all think? I didn't really think that JJ would still be in love with Selena, but I haven't seen a lot of scenes between the two of them. Even on Bring It, we would see him attend the dance competitions, but not so much, we didn't see a lot of conversation between them. So it's not like we could pick up on body language, facial expressions, things like that, or if they're touchy-feely with each other. So I really can't make that judgment call if either one of them is still in love with the other. I just remember on Bring It when they showed Selena out on a date and all she did was talk about herself and the girls in the dance competition. It was hilarious. But yes, and also don't forget, on Tuesday, May 30th at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be interviewing Mrs. Kiki Jabbar from Love and Marriage Huntsville. I would love it if you would come kick it with us. Please hit the like button on this video and please subscribe to Show Style and Spirit if you have not already done so. I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend.